So one time, she had a lot of, like I was telling you earlier, gastrointestinal problems. And one time she was walking down the street with her Star Wars lunchbox, and she got a prolapsed rectum, and she had to carry it around like a bleeding sea snake in one hand while carrying her Ghostbusters lunchbox in the other hand.
It was
Star Wars.
You know, your own story.
The Star Wars lunchbox.
What do you want to know?
So she named her prolapsed rectum Snake Boy. And she just carried Snake Boy around with her.
Why do you call it Skittles?
Skittles, Snake Boy.
Nice.
She named her prolapsed rectum Skittles. And she had to carry it around for months. So she put a wig on it and took it out to her high school dance. Because no one else would go out with her.
That's fair.
I'm sorry to have to tell you all
Best dancer ever.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to yet another riveting episode on the Avion Awesome channel. This is Debra. You all probably saw her in the last video, and then all of y'all was like, who that is? But that was her big video YouTube debut. And now she's concerned that she might look like a girl that she has earrings in. So we told her to take her earrings out. No, she's really a guy, seriously. At any rate, you guys were sitting there talking about how, like, hey, I want you to hurry up and get back on the road, go out and do some more 1,000 trails, campground reviews or whatever, but, like, I've been busy. First it was with Solar, and now it's with a girl. Or a guy. Some may never know. Why would you do that?
See if it would fit.
That's what he said. So in that last video, what we ended up talking about was, we didn't talk about shit, but we went to Nolan Lake. So that was the first trip we had actually taken together in the camper. So I'm still in Kentucky, obviously. But the weather's actually been nice here. And from everything that I've been able to see as far as like the map is concerned, the heat wave was everywhere. So I couldn't really see myself driving all the way to either South Dakota or Montana, for that matter, to go to like the Badlands or Yellowstone, at least at this time, because the heat's everywhere. Like, I wouldn't be running from anything. So it just made more sense to stay here. And then
Not my fault.
then she happened. Or he. No one will ever really know for sure. So with the heat wave being everywhere, there was no reason really to leave. So when I decided to stay, I ended up going to a party, and she was there, and that pretty much got the ball rolling. She messed it all up. She was just like, hey. And then we saw each other a couple weeks later, and then she was like, hey, again. And then that pretty much, then that pretty much solidified the fact that I was wanting to find out how that was going to all play out. Hot, lovely relations. I want to relate to you so hard. She just farted.
You are not allowed to put that in the video.
Yes, I am.
You are not.
And that was the first one that wasn't an accident.
You are not allowed.
There was one that was an accident, and now it's official.
Hear me now.
It's official.
You put that in the video.
What are you going to do?
I'll lick your teeth.
Okay,
Look up.
Look up. This is Bella, and this is her eldest. And we had decided to come up with a list of questions, so Bella wrote all these awesome questions down. So now we're going to ask. I'm going to ask the first one, though, and then Bella can pick up some slack. We'll alternate. How about that? All right, so the first question we was going to ask Debra was, number one, what made you decide to purchase a camper?
Money and time. So when separated from husband, neither of us wanted to give up time with the kids. And so I've lived in small spaces before. Thanks to Mark.
You're welcome.
And
she used to rent my cabin. I used to have a cabin on...
Not the basement.
Not the
basement. No, so I knew that I could live in a small space. And I've always wanted a camper, and I've always wanted to go on the road. And so I looked into campers, and it made more sense financially when I could spend just a couple $100s instead of several $100s to live somewhere and not have to give up time. So I'm currently parked in our family home driveway in my camper. So money and time was why I bought my camper.
All right, Bella, you're up. Number two.
So what is your favorite thing about living in a camper?
It's mine. It's my space and my stuff and my responsibility.
3. Are there any lifestyle changes you would like to make or have made since you've been in the camper?
Yes.
Okay.
Have made. I've had to change lots of habits on, like, waste.
Resource management's a big one.
Resource management, yes. And consciously thinking about, like, electricity usage because I'm still hooked up to
15 amp.
15 amp.
Yep.
And so in the dead of the summer, that's made a difference because the camper does get a whole lot hotter than the house when the air's not on.
Quit fiddling.
What I would like to make is I would like to declutter some more because I did bring a lot of my stuff into my camper. I almost completely moved out of the big house and into my camper just myself. So I would still like to downsize some more. So that way when I do go get my next one, then I'm ready for it.
What is the most difficult adjustment you've had to make since you moved into the camper?
Because, I mean, everyone faces that one big giant in the woods is like, this sucks. How do I fix this?
See, mine's more of, I have to do it all myself.
Oh.
It's mine. But there's no one else that will do the dishes. And there's no one else I can blame for not doing the dishes. And there's no one else that will bring me a drink at 2 a.m. And there's no one else that will let the dog out. And
It's all yours.
yeah, it's all mine. I have to empty the tanks. Or I have to con my kid into doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a major adjustment.
Just adjusting to being by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not camper-wise. Because, I mean, my camper hasn't had any issues yet.
Right.
So I bought it new. Should I tell them what kind of camper I have?
What did you buy? What kind of camper did you buy?
Hang on. I gotta think of the wording.
It's a Trail Runner.
Shh. The 2019 Heartland Trail Runner SLE.
I think it's a 36 foot. All right, so number 5, if you could change anything about your camper, would you and why?
Yes.
What would you change?
It would be smaller and it'd have an engine.
Oh, so you'd want a drivable. Which we've already talked about, but
yes.
That's the one thing you would have bought a drivable instead of a pull behind?
Well, I didn't buy a drivable just because I couldn't find one in my price range that I wanted to spend that was in decent condition.
Right.
So, yeah. My next one I definitely...
You would have had to have looked outside of the immediate area.
Yep, and I didn't have time.
Right. Number 6. You're on number 6.
Number 6. Any challenges? Are there any challenges you have faced?
Yes. Wastewater.
Wastewater.
That crap's nasty.
It is. But the good thing about the situation that she's got is that the sewer or the septic tank connection is right over here in the yard, so all she has to do is just run her black water right over to the septic tank and then drain out, which is a hell of a lot more convenient than most people. Yeah, but that's easy peasy. You got to at least you don't have to hook this thing up and take it somewhere. Number 7.
Yeah, sorry.
Mom.
Yeah, so how hard is it to live with that moose in this camper? Because I mean, he is a huge dog.
He's sleeping somewhere.
He's 115 pounds. Big dog.
But he's perfect. I don't think it's hard to live in the camper with him. He's always underfoot. He's always right next to the stove when I'm cooking. He's always next to the fridge. He's always next to the sink. He waits outside the bathroom. He sleeps in front of the bathroom door. But I don't find it to be hard. It is, you have to think more about what he can get into and what he can knock down. So, like, you don't leave stuff laying out on the counter that he could easily eat, like bread. That stuff has to be put away.
Bread.
You don't put it in the lower cabinets, because I don't have cabinet latches on mine.
Not to mention, he's taller than all of us when he stands up on his hindquarters.
He is.
So he can literally get up into any of the cabinets he feels like.
And not the top cabinets. That's why the food's up in the top cabinets. All this food that is opened goes in the top cabinet for that reason, or in the microwave.
That's a bad dog.
It's not a bad dog. You shush. Leave my dog alone.
All right, so what is one place you would like to visit in a camper?
Well,
You gotta say something cool.
I was going to say Tybee Island again. But also I'd love to go out west. Like, take a few months and just go out west.
I am down.
I would like to go and actually visit all of the kitschy touristy places and
You would?
Grand Canyon, Mount Washington. Go out to actually like Washington and go and camp in the forest and everything.
That was my trip. That was my loop.
Yeah, we ain't talking about you.
That was my loop.
But I'd also love to like go to like San Francisco and Los Angeles and everything. And
That was on my loop.
but
It was on my loop. All right, what about like a family vacay? If you were taking the kids and everybody
again, out west.
out west?
Because they've never been out there.
They've been to Idaho.
Yeah, but they've not been out to like
Utah?
I went to Utah.
Did you go to Utah?
I think I went there.
Did you like do outdoorsy stuff though?
No, we stayed in the city. I don't think you've been to Utah. But yeah, like I'd love for them to see all of that.
That'd
like,
be awesome.
Bureau of Land Management and
Yep.
area and all that.
She gets she gets vacation time and stuff all the time too. So, yeah, I don't mind going by myself, but you got to be honest. It makes it a whole lot better when you got someone to share all those memories with. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're out.
Yeah.
Thanks again so much for watching yet another riveting episode here on the Avion Awesome channel. See you guys later.